I really wonder if there's any avocados in here. The wind blew, took everything off. It was flowering and looked like it was trying to produce. And it's kind of umbrellaed over. Wind blew, or I'm sorry, the growth. It's like an umbrella. I mean, this is the size I want it to grow. So I'm gonna let it ride. Got branches going over. Oh, I ain't gonna talk about that yet. But as far as like insects and things like that, this really isn't. I haven't had any issues with anything like that. The issues I've had is just the wind. The wind. If I don't get anything this year, I should definitely be getting something next year. It's just sometimes you don't see the growth until it gets big enough. Check this out. What is that? What is that? What is that? It's a mango. This one, I believe, is the Glen. Glen mango just popping. You think that's something? Look at this crap. I should not. I'm not gonna leave all these on here. I'm gonna take some of these off. This is this is ridiculous. I'm thinking it was self-thin. Doesn't look like it is. So let's take off some of the smaller ones. Because these are set, you guys. Like this mango's not self-thinning, and I can't see in here. This is one super dense planting. You can't tell, but if I see branches bent over and things, so I'm gonna come through here and snip at least 2 of these. That if you haven't seen them, your eyes adjust or light hits it a different way than you see. Mexican white growing in. It's going to be fruits. So we start little popcorns. Banana. For some reason it says it's supposed to be in the 90 degrees this week. It was just 100, over 100, then it goes down. It was 80, then it went up. I don't know. No wonder why everything's having so many issues. That's what's going on in the garden, guys. See if any of these take. This is the pineapple guava. It's unknown named. Just from the store. You gotta think there's named versions and there's non-named versions. The named ones are the ones that are cultivated, that should fruit. These there's also landscape versions, and this might be a landscape version, or this, it's from Star Nursery. We'll see if it gives me anything. I don't know. Grapes getting decimated by these dang colonizers, skeletonizers. Handle this. I saw grapes down here somewhere, but who knows? I need to go through and just take off each one of these leaves that look bad. look, I'm going to keep this simple. They don't require a lot of humidity. All these things need is a generous amount of water, consistent, little bits of water, good soil, some heat, some light, and it's fine. I don't get a lot of humidity here. Everything's in pots. It doesn't take a whole lot of space. It's not as crazy as you would think. You have so many guava in a pot. Got it flush growing in. Hopefully a pollination going. Move this over here to bring the bees over here. Flowers and growth. It's like popcorn, yeah? And this is growing up, and once we get some fruit, start hitting it with nitrogen halfway through its cycle. It's more growth, get this more protected. Plus we have the kaolin clay. Oh, the guava doing its work too. Mexican. Those mangoes. See them? See them now? See them now? Enhance. Enhance. Every year it gets better and better. Did I also mention this is in a pot? I don't know if I mentioned that or not. Don't let anybody tell you can't grow in pots. You keep things dense. You keep things protected from the rays of the sun. Some things like it. And you give, I give 3 times a day drip irrigation. Everything's getting watered. That's giving oxygen and water. And things just love it. They absorb that crap. Let's just do a little side quest here. We didn't know about the dragon fruit and what's going on. Just updating a little bit. We got blooms. We got a lot of things going on. Check out the full videos on how to get this to happen. Had this guy for over 2 years. Not a single bloom. Not a single broom. So we induced that. Dragon fruit do really well in our hot zones if you're in zone 9. There's different types. I think that some can go colder, but this is definitely one of the good things to grow here. They're so expensive in stores, but they're actually so easy to grow. Getting the fruit, another question. But realistically, like I did in my other video, it's not hard. The flowering and the catching them, though, that's the difficult part. Not going to talk about it. I already have a video on it. But what are those? What the heck are these new bugs? Look like psyllids almost, but bigger. Rah! Look at that orange. Doing swell. Just want to get this filled out with some leaves. Yeah, mango. So at least one mango right there. There's some more in that area. And then we got more down here. That's too heavy. I gotta cut some of these. That's too much. I don't want to. I gotta cut that. And we're looking at things throughout the summer, so we're not seeing everything all at once. Things handle the heat. The heat is not the problem. The rays can be. This one's in a wee 15-gallon. Yeah, it's giving me all this So you don't need super large pots. You really don't. You have a family of 4, 15 gallons are fine. Of course, for specific fruits. But things like guava, that's all you need. Let's look at the larger one. So we have this in a half barrel. A true half barrel. Not those small ones you get at like Lowe's. And we are looking fine, fine, fine. So I noticed that this is kind of like what citrus does, like it'll abort fruit. So I always increase my watering in general, but these are, I'm seeing, are really pretty hungry, pretty thirsty plants. If you want to produce fruit, I mean, you can water them less and they'll still grow. But if you want fruit, this is the way. Hope I'm not disturbing any of the pollinators. Yeah, look. Aborted. Might need to censor this. Citrus does this too. Look at these flowers. Just beautiful. And this is like, it keeps giving because we have blooming going, right? But then we have fruit that's been bloomed and coming in. Like these are months, a couple months that went from that to those. So it's something that really gives you more and more fruit throughout the season, is what I'm trying to say. Can't tell who's the who. Because this is avocado. This is the guava, Ruby Supreme. But then this is pineapple guava. Well, it's got aborted. Yeesh. And that's mango. Right here. Pineapple guava coming in. Super dense. It's the way you need to have it. It's the way it needs to be. Alright, so now we're out here sometime later. Just want to show you the updates of what I'm talking about. Leaves change, guys. If your leaves looking kind of crusty, don't worry about it. They're going to drop. They're going to burn up a little bit, and then it's going to grow brand new leaves that can handle the sun. Leaves are like solar panels. When you get more sun like this, the leaves are going to be smaller. So just because we're looking crusty does not mean your things are dying. These are fall, spring leaves. Sometimes they'll drop. If it gets too bad, sometimes they'll curl up a little bit. But as long as you're getting these new flushes of these little leaves, everything's looking healthy. You just got to think about the rays, though. Some things can't handle the rays. The heat isn't so much the problem. But you get these pumped up with enough liquid, enough water, and they become kind of resilient. And then you got to think about how long you have these out here. The longer you have these out here, the more they're going to acclimate, the more they're going to get used to it. I'm talking about years. Every year, this thing gets more and more used to being out in this climate. Now the other question is about it fruiting. Now there was flowers on here, so I don't know if there's anything in here in the middle. The wind, as I've said in my other videos, is the worst thing about this climate. But to each their own, I suppose. Dunafash, even if you're in these hot climates. I think things like it better hot, to be honest. It's better than being cold. So we're even getting flowers on this Barbados cherry. At any rate, what do you guys think about this? If you have any questions, concerns, comments, leave them below. If you subscribe, it really helps the channel out. Liking the video really helps the channel out. It lets me know what kind of videos you guys like seeing. If you're in Vegas, it's possible. If you're trying to grow things in pots, it's possible. Don't let anybody talk you down from it. One of these mornings, though, gonna get you out in the garden. Let's grow.